And we are live once again here on YouTube. I'm your host, Swishmo, for the remainder of the evening as we play more random car roulette here on Gran Turismo 4 Randomiser. The chat box is over in that direction. Get your comments in there and I'll do what I can to get through them as best I can for the rest of the stream. So let's give you an idea, we are 63.4% through. You can see my name all the way up here with Swishbone's home in the top corner, although part of my face and my camera is hiding that for you all. And that is what determines the cars we get. It is based off your name. So I have no idea if this is going to be good, bad, or whatever happens next, I suppose. So you've seen that I'm currently at the wheel of a Peugeot 206 Cabriolet. That's because we're going to start by doing the Peugeot 206 Champions 206 Cup. And from what I understand, this is one of those tournaments where the game has been coded against the player. In that no matter how good your car is, it will not be as good as the opposition. That means it's going to be down to driving tactics if we're going to be able to get through this one. So let's quickly get ourselves into position, get our settings right for the stream, make sure that we've got this in the old 1080i view, which we do, which is awesome. Okay then, so I'm driving the 206 Cabriolet. I'm hoping there isn't a rally car in here, because if there is, I'm going to have to back out and start again. Nope, that's good. Okay, let's get to it. So you can see 129 A-spec points. That means my car is not as good as the opposition. And we start at my least favourite circuit. I hate this track. Meanwhile, good evening, Avian. Say happy Friday. 5 days to go. Indeed, it is 5 days and it will be Christmas Day. And it's also 3 days until I go to hell and play Final Fantasy 13 on the Monday evening at 8 PM GMT. So that's going to be good to say the least. But welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I've finished work for the weekend. I've got one more day of work on the Monday. And then I am off until the day after Christmas Day. Because annoyingly, I have to work on the 27th. That's not normal for me. But this time, I've been drafted. So you can see how the opposition have got slightly better performance than my car, which makes me somewhat vulnerable, but I've got to be as calm as I can be, and hopefully we will be able to get through by pure performance and power. We've put loads of upgrades into this car. I did that before we started the stream, so you didn't have to watch me menu manage. Now, I've got to be careful here because the AI take this corner horrifically slow. Yeah, that was the reason I've got to try and be careful. So easy to get a crash with them when you don't see it coming. Things are starting to slow down a bit and you've got a bit of a chance to breathe at work, do you? That's good news, that, Avian. You need it. Besides, I always find that companies try and shovel through a load of work the week before Christmas. Because they always have a nice long new year, and if you have to scramble in the week beforehand, well, they see that as your misfortune, don't they? But alas, it pays the bills, we've got to keep on going. Nice, that worked quite well. I forgot I had this car, so it's one of the tournaments we could have done much earlier, had I realised. Fingers crossed we'll get something decent, but I'm expecting another JDM car because for some reason my name has started generating a lot of them. We've had a lot of Mitsubishis now entering the championship. We were getting Hondas and Nissans at one point. Now Mitsubishis have started to come out of the woodwork. Keeping an eye on my rear view mirror. I mean, that's what the bumper view looks like on this car. It looks a bit strange. Yeah, I don't like that. I prefer this view. Ooh. Bit of a graphical glitch then. I do apologise, people. So far, so good. We've only got 2 more laps to go. And we are quite far in front now, so we've got a bit of breathing room. Slow and steady wins the race from this point out, people. So the problem with driving a front-wheel drive car, for those of you who don't know, is you get both a mix of understeer and what's known as torque steer. So you start off first, your tyres are trying to turn the corner, they're trying to drive the car forward. You can't go in a straight, you can't turn the corner, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom. You get a massive tyre burnout and you're spinning. But this is certainly helping. We've done nearly 50 miles in this car. Right, that was a lot faster than the AI take it. For some reason, they slow right down for that corner, and I don't know why. They just do. Also got to keep an eye on those front tyres because they are starting to fade, which is a problem. Yeah, we're nearly 18 seconds in front. We're in a very good position now to win this race. So this has been a surprisingly positive start. I expected this championship to be really, really hardcore. And I expected this circuit in particular to be extremely difficult. Because this is one track where the AI normally goes incredibly well. Oh, that was understeer. See how wide I went then? I almost went in down another road. It was that wide. Only got a few more corners to go, so let's keep it nice and smooth. Try and do what we can to avoid any further problems. Yay! Not a bad start, that, people. Oh, a decent paycheck as well. 7,500 credits. That's good. That's actually very good indeed. Means we'll get about 35,000 or so credits back if we win all the races. And to get a prize car, that's what we have to do. So we'll be aiming to get quite a decent wedge of cash here. Oh no, Tsukuba. Ugh. Okay, I take it back. This is going to be the worst race in this tournament. This is one circuit that AI always does well at. And part of the problem is there's so few corners. So you don't really have many places to catch up. Still, we've got a car with a decent power output at the moment, and we've got some good tyres on, so we've got a chance. But we've got to do it the hard way. We've got to come from the back to the front. Quickly get rid of that annoying get ready to drive race. Yeah, see what I mean? It's just so difficult to legit get by. But if you can, like that, that gives you an awesome chance. Now, I thought I could lift and coast around the outside, then just put me on the outside line. It was tight, but not tight enough. Lift and coast through the corner, and we're in a much better position now. Oh, no, you don't. You are giving me a tow, whether you like it or not. Excellent. That's good. We got a chance here. Up the inside. No, it's okay. You're not taking me around the outside. I'll do a Max Verstappen and push off the circuit. Cheap shot, I know, but I can't resist it. That was weird. I gained a load of grip halfway through the corner then. That's not normal. And that was wide. Oh dear, that was bad. I touched the grass and it spat me out. That's not good. So we've only got a 1.8 second gap. That shows you how hard this tournament is to win. I managed to get out in front by the end of the, well, pretty much the end of the first lap. And I've not been able to pull away. Now, admittedly, that last lap wasn't a brilliant one. So if I can keep it nice and clean, it might give us a better barometer of where our pace is. But it still wasn't brilliant, it has to be said. Oh, that was a much better corner. That was much, much better. Yeah, we've now got a much bigger gap. You can see the difference. I'm the red dot, the blue dots of the opposition, and we've now got clear space between us. That's good. We want that. Use all the road, go as far as we can. On that lap we pulled out 3 seconds, now we've got a chance. Especially if they're battling each other, which it looks like they are. Meantime, good evening, Alistair Jack, just seen you there, how you doing, mate? You've got your laptop back today, which is fantastic news, well done, mate. I'm feeling good, it's the weekend. I've got one more working day and then I am off for a few days over Christmas, so I'm happy about that. And you had it fixed by the old comp store, did you, Alistair Jack? Well, that's fantastic news, mate. Always good to keep the old tech going, because there's something about certain tech which is nice to keep it moving rather than having to replace it. And so we're currently doing the Peugeot 206 manufacturer tournament, and it's much harder than it looks. Because even though I've got a car that's fully upgraded, it's still officially ranked worse than what the AI have access to. However, we're in a good position to win here. We are 7 seconds to the good. That's fantastic. We should be okay. I think this is race 2 of 5, so we've got a few more to go, yeah. Now, so for those of you who are aware, of course, that on Monday evening I will be breaking the seal and going to hell for my pre-Christmas stream when we play Final Fantasy 13 for the first time. Also, tomorrow night, my mate Chris has got a stream on his channel. He's carrying on his playthrough of this year's Game of the Year, Astrobot on the PS5. So check that out if you like your platform games with loads of references to classic PlayStation titles. On the last one, we saw the likes of Spyro, Crash. We saw both Raziel and Kane from the Legacy of Kane games. We had loads of Castlevania references in there, and I'm sure there's many more to be unearthed, so do check that out. Now, they were just under 10 seconds behind us, so I'm happy with that. We've got first place in the 206 Cup. So for those of you who are wondering why the opposition is putting up such a fight in this particular championship, according to sources I've seen online from quite a few people, such as Matt J and oh god, I can't remember his name. There's another video essayist who I've seen a few videos by. Basically, according to the coding, They actually made the AI have access to cars that the player can't get, that have more power and more overall performance. It was their way of upping the difficulty. In the original game, both this and the Opel Speedster tournament gave you 2 excellent cars. So that's why they upped the difficulty. This time, no. We're at the behest of random RNG. I could be doing all of this for something like a Mazda Demio or something like an old junker. So for me, it's hard, but it's also completely random as to what the prize is going to be. Oh, getting your elbows out there, aren't you, Mr. Jason Plato wannabe? Still, we're in second place, not bad. And of course, for those of you who remember this circuit, this is the one that I described as like driving in someone's shoebox. Because it is like so tiny. Now the question is, will the AI screw up and go into the pits? They've done it before. Yeah, there he goes. See you later, mate. Goodbye. For some reason, the AI can't handle that corner. There's loads of times they'll go into the pits or crash. That's your one opportunity to gain a load of time back. Now, speaking of RNG, of course, I was playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth last night. I've gone back to playing that on hard mode. And I was at a boss in the 11th chapter. And the boss was absolutely caning me. It was absolutely caning my party. The character I had to use was rubbish compared to the actual boss I was fighting. And somehow, in a mystery science can't explain, the boss just keeled over and died. I didn't do anything, it just happened to expire right in front of me. I don't know why. I don't really care. I got away with it. I don't want to say which boss because it's a spoiler for those who haven't played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth yet. Whether it's because you've not got the PlayStation 5 version or you're waiting for the Steam version. Or the PC version, because you can get it on 2 platforms. You can get it on Steam and Games on Gold or whatever it is. I think I've just lapped somebody. Yeah, I have. Someone went into the pits, so I've lapped them. Yeah, we're starting with a bit of an epic tournament tonight. This is quite a long tournament. And you can see the tyres on the right-hand side of my car have started to go. That's because there's a lot of corners where you have to lean on a lot of hard left-hand turns, where you have to put a lot of strain through the right-hand side of the car. So that's why the front right tyre is so badly discoloured compared to all the others. Because I've been doing what's known as leaning on the tyre. This corner in particular is an absolute killer for it. Oh, someone else has gone into the pits. Oh, you arsehole. That was my driving, by the way. I wasn't calling the other car an arsehole. I was calling my driving an arsehole. I dipped a toe on the tyre and it started to spin me round. A toe on the tyre, I mean, I dipped my toe on the grass. I went over the line, basically. And got punished for it. You like the pits, don't you, mate? See what I mean about? I told you about how the AI can't handle that corner. Oh, my front right tyre is in perilous condition. It's not looking good. Let's keep our calm. We've only got 2 corners to go. There we go. It's done. Oh, no, it's not. Damn it, there's one more lap. Shit. I'm glad that I didn't celebrate then. I'm glad I didn't spin the car around and start doing a victory lap. That could have gone very badly wrong. I got away with that. Yay, we made it. Yep, so while most of the field finished like 9 to 12 seconds of drift, you had 2 cars that finished 1 or 2 laps down because they kept going into the pits. It's like, oh no, they've got a problem. And they're like, yeah, they have got a problem. They keep on pitting. Where next? That's the question. Where are we going next? Oh, we're going to Suzuka and then the Côte d'Azur. I'm guessing this is going to be Suzuka's east course, the short one. It could be the west course, I suppose. Now think about it. No, it's the east. Perfect. Okay. And it's a grid start this time, so we're not having to do a start from the back of the crocodile, technically. So that helps us. Yep, as the turbo spools up, that gives us a real opportunity now. Look at the difference the starting on the grid makes compared to having to like start at the back of the field on a rolling start. It makes a colossal difference. Oh, that was too greedy. Lost a lot of time then. Excellent, that's good. Okay. They're 2 seconds of drift at the moment, so that's good. No, we're topping out, that's not good. We've actually topped out on our brevilometer too early. There might be something I need to change depending on what we're doing. Doing Côte d'Azur next. So I might want slightly longer gear ratios for it. Purely for going up the likes of Beau Rivage. I don't want to be hitting the brevilometer there if I can avoid it. Côte d'Azur, of course, is known more commonly as Monte Carlo. It's named the Côte d'Azur because it's the part of the world that it's based on. And it's an incredibly technical track, very challenging. Especially in a road car. Yeah, that was good. Found 3 seconds on my own time. And they're still around about 2 seconds a lap slower, so we're not in danger of being caught unless we make a mistake. The problem is, this circuit's so narrow and so technical, making a mistake is very easy to do. So I mean, aside from that tiny little rumble strip, there was almost nothing off there apart from grass. Hey, new fastest lap, that's good. Problem is, they went even faster. Okay, it's looking good. Yay, another half a second found on my own time. And we're going for the line. We're gunning for it. Oh, nice. Just found a second on my own time then at the end. Just to prove you can go quicker if you try harder. Nice. So we have one more race in this tournament, which is at the Côte d'Azur. That's going to be interesting. I have no idea how this car's going to perform there. It's not exactly a friendly circuit. It's tight hairpins, it's tight chicanes, it's narrow track, it's got walls everywhere. It's a challenge beyond belief, so here we go. Apparently this is the jewel in the crown. I have my doubts on that, but hey-ho. I'm going to do a quick state save there, just in case there's any issues with the emulation. Now, where is my transmission? Yeah, you see, it's only in 6 mode. I'm gonna double that. Give ourselves a little higher top speed. Means that we won't have instant acceleration out the corners, but we should have much more top speed. 133 A-spec points. Oh yes. We've only got, it's 3 laps, so, I don't know, a 2-minute 20 lap maybe? Possibly slightly longer. Just trying to go around the outside of Casino Square. You don't normally do that. And that's not technically a clean pass at Mirabeau, but I'll take it. Much tighter through the Fairmont Hotel hairpin. On the inside of Portier 1. And up the chuff. at 48.2. And around the inside of the tunnel, definitely not somewhere you'd normally overtake. Oh yeah, we're not doing too badly here. Running out of grip at the back, and now we are into the swimming pool complex. And then up the inside of the Rascas, and then we are through Anthony Noakes, and that is a lap of the Côte d'Azur. Faster lap than I expected, actually. I'm surprised it was that fast. And now we're up to speed. It's giving us a huge lap. I just noticed how awfully rendered the rear view mirror is. If you look in the rear view mirror, it's really badly rendered. The textures of the background are flatter than Belgium. Yeah, that little tune up to the gear ratios has really helped me stretch my legs and get a big lead here. Very tight line through the Nouvelle chicane there. Incredibly tight. And then we're into the Tabac corner. Would you believe the outside of that becomes a car park when there isn't a race on there? It's like, how? How did it fit any cars in and have other cars driving by? It's absolutely mental. But that's the way the Principality operates. And unless you are a natural monegasque, like the Leclerc blowers in Formula 1, Formula 2, normally the drivers who live here pay a lot of money for one of these apartments. They pay an absolute fortune for them. Years ago, Jeremy Clarkson did a feature on this country. And he was talking to all the F1 drivers, asking why they live here. And they're all like, it's a really nice place. It's very central in Europe, means I can easily go to the factory and all the test circuits. It's easy for travelling around. I come home, have like a mini holiday before I get started. Oh, I came here for the climate and the central part of Europe. Oh, it has a fantastic social life here. All the drivers are here. It's nice and quiet. It's beautiful sunshine 6 months of the year. It's dead easy. And it's all this kind of stuff. And then eventually he goes to one other driver who talks about all this stuff. He's like, yeah, you know, there's nice boats here and there's wonderful castles and, you know, there's great architecture and it's close to the test track, so I can go and bond with the team and the mechanics, and anytime there's races here, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's really, really simple. And now for the honest answer, tax. Because, of course, if you live here for more than 6 months in the year, you don't pay any tax. That's why a lot of the rich elite people live in Monaco. And do I envy them? Yes, of course I do. If I had the ability to live in a country and not pay tax on my earnings, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But unless I'm a wage slave, I don't have that opportunity. And that's okay. Because after Monday, I've got a few days away from it, so I can have a nice Christmas break with the family. And that's why on Monday I'm going to be streaming, and then I'm not going to be back until the Saturday, I think, I've got a schedule for. I am taking the Christmas period off. Yes, that was surprisingly faster than I thought it was going to be. And we've won at quite a canter. Are we even going to see their time? Yes, 14.8 seconds, nearly 5 seconds a lap slower. So despite the computer having access to a better car, what they didn't have was the talent to maximise it. And we've got 7,500 credits. But more importantly, it's time, people. The roulette wheel's spinning. What random prize car has this tournament earned us? We have won. Oh, the Cizetta V16. Now that could have been useful for the supercar tournament, except I've already done it. That is a 16-valve, basically Lamborghini Ferrari wannabe. Not exactly a great car, but it's a nice colour, nice and white. It's a nice Italian jobby kind of car. I'm not going to turn my nose about that at all. So we've done France. Now we're going to go to Blighty, as we are going to take on the TVR Chibera. We're going to take on the Blackpool Racers Tournament. Meanwhile, we are a measly 64.3% complete. I don't think we're going to be able to get to 100%, purely because there are some tournaments that require prize cars. And because the prize cars are random, unless I get very lucky, I'm not going to get all the cars I need. So we'll now do the TVR event. We are driving in British cars and we start at Suzuka. Not a bad place to begin. 5 laps. The question is, are we doing the full circuit or one of the shorter circuits? I'm assuming it's going to be the full. No, it's the East Course. Oh, right. Excellent. Okay. Oh, and the TVR Speed 12 is one of the cars we're up against. Oh, listen to that sound. I am an angry British muscle car. Hear me roar. I don't want to talk over that. What a lovely sound. Yes, we're doing okay here. This is my kind of car. Speed, feel the power. And the pace compared to the opposition is immense. We're nearly 10 seconds a lot faster at the moment. So, in fact, we're more than 10 seconds a lot faster, which is somewhat of a surprise. Not that I'm complaining. Yes, I love the sound of this car. We may actually lap a car or two here. Can we put the ignominy of lapping a car on a circuit this short? Can we do it? Beautifully taken. That was a move. Oh, the line! Oh, the humiliation! Oh, how humiliating! The TVR Tamora and the TVR V8 finished a lap down. They were more than 50 seconds adrift. Wow. The TVR Chibera Speed 6 absolutely dominated them. The Speed 6 from 97, and look at that, the TVR Speed 12 was only 4th. A car with 800 brake horsepower could not come close to my mighty Chibera. Ooh, Special Stage Route 5. This will be a good route. This will be a good race, this, for this car. Be a nice long straight to really undo the taps on. Now, are we going in the forwards or are we going backwards? That's the question. I think we're going forwards. Yes, we are. Cool. It's nightfall here in GT City as the TVR Speed 6 sets off to try and claim another scalp. Here we go. That was like a raging symphony of all those British V8s then. Except, of course, for the V12. Barged my way by. I gotta say, for a car that was described as a British muscle car, this actually has real elegant control to it. I feel in control of the car. It has a very nice... It has a snarling, angry sound, but it also has a very sporty hoist that you only get from a British sports car. It's not quite got the track day glue of a Lotus, but you can definitely feel that like old school MG, TVR, Aston Martin, Jaguar, that kind of like tweed, the tweed and the stiff upper lip with all the class and all the arrogance, and I love it. I mean, look at that. That was beautiful through there. Incredibly agile. Despite that huge lump at the front, it's beautifully balanced. And you can see already, look at the gap between me and the Speed 12. And then the Speed 12 and everybody else. We are in a class of 2. It's loud, it's leery, it's vicious. And it's stunning. R.I.P. TVR. You were a fantastically bonkers Northern car company. say, we're not going to lap any cars here. We're not going that fast, but we're certainly chewing up the tyres here. It feels glorious to drive. Why did I not do this tournament earlier? It's put a huge smile on my face driving this car. It feels excellent. Yep, so we're almost done with this lap, and then we've got another 3 races to go before we find out what the Coast of Blackpool will give us from the RNG gods. Will it be a good car? Will it be a JDM? We started well tonight. We got an Italian supercar, so that's not a bad start at all. So this tournament's not really paving the way for financial success, it must be said. A solid 3,000 credits, but it's fine, because we are doing okay. We won the Cizetta from the first tournament, the Peugeot 206, and now the question is, what will the TVRs give to us? Probably something rear-wheel drive, knowing TVR. Whether it's going to be anything I've not had before, I don't know. Ooh, starting at the back of the grid, Laguna Seca, and look at that. My driver's not messing around, he's all over the back of that TVR Tuscan. He's that guy on the motorway who is like, get out of my way. See, look at it, he's trying to overtake before we even started the race. Man after my own heart, thank you very much. Their braking distances were far too long. I'm trying to out-drag an 800 horsepower TVR and I've managed it somehow. In a mystery science can't explain. Can't, won't, who knows. We are here in the California desert in British sports cars. Not really designed for this kind of weather, to be honest. Understeer then. The big lump dragged me off the road. Yeah, went a little deep there. I thought I'd aim for the apex, and I kind of got it, but I got it too early and it threw me out. But no matter at all. We are in the lead. We are well clear, so let's keep going. Not the fastest line, that, but I'll take it. looking pretty good so far. We just got to keep on going. Oh, no, we got that wrong. Got away with it, but we got it wrong. And we have one more lap to go. So far, this is looking excellent. Take a wide line through there. Excellently done. Expertly done, even. .36 seconds to the good. That's insane. We could be anywhere near 50 seconds clear at this rate by the end of the race. In a car which has surprisingly handled its tyre wear very well. That was a very good apex at the end there. And we're on our way to take the checkered flag. Booyah, thank you. Yes, the old TVR doing an excellent job so far. Another 3,000 credits into the bank. And the question is, what is going to be waiting for us? But we're only going to find out when we do the next two races. We've been to Suzuka, we've been to Special Stage Route 5, and we've been to Laguna Seca. Now, we are on our way to Opera Paris. We're going through Paris. This could be interesting. Semi-cobbled streets in a British sports car with far too much horsepower and rear-wheel drive. This is going to be interesting. This is going to get leery. Gave me control at the worst possible time then, but that was very well done. Sorry, mate. Actually, no, I'm not. You were driving too slow. Get out of my way. Wasn't technically a legal move because it was all four tyres outside the white line, but there are no penalties in this game, so take every advantage you can. Take what you can, give nothing back. Definitely see a distance that's been put between me and the opposition here. Understeer into oversteer, and that was quite harmful through that corner. But still, we're quite far in front. We're going to be at least, I don't know, 14, 15 seconds clear, I think. Nearly 20 seconds clear. Wow, that's impressive. can't describe how much fun it is to drive this car. It just feels beautiful. There's something about it that really suits my driving style. I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain, but I'm loving every minute of controlling this car. So thank you, RNG gods. This is a car I'm very happy to have won. Oh, that's wide. Two more laps, including this one. Currently on average 20 seconds a lap faster, which means we're going to have a problem. I might catch cars on the next lap to lap. And there's one circuit where it's a nightmare to lap cars, it's here. Lapping traffic here is incredibly difficult. The lights to get right in your way and there's no real obvious passing points. I'm hoping I don't catch them. I don't want to have to lap them. Now we're doing okay so far, and I get the feeling I'm just going to get away with this. That's how I really don't want to catch them to lap them. It's not a nice experience. No, it's going to be tight. Yeah, I just got away with it. I'm glad. Yeah, we were much, much faster than the computer there. We were way quicker. So our final race, I believe, is at Fuji, but the question is, which circuits are going to be? 80s, 90s, 2005? It'll be interesting to see. It makes sense canonically to be the 90s, because that's when TVR were really at their apex of popularity. But I don't make the game, so it's not my decision. The spirit of high-performance racers, apparently. And yes, that's very true. We are at 2005. We're doing the most modern version when this game came out. Straight into the lead. Now the issue I've got here is, for whatever reason, on this version of this circuit, there are no brake marker boards. The 80s and 90s versions have it, but for some reason they took them out for the 2005. There are no brake marker boards. So we have to try and figure it out as we go, by the seat of our pants driving, as it's known. And even though I've attended a race at this layout, it doesn't mean I know how to drive it. Yes, we seem to be way faster here. I tried using that little access road as a brake marker point, and it's slightly after that. We're still 20 seconds a lap faster at the moment, which is absurd. That is ridiculous performance. We're doing okay at the moment, we just got to keep going. It's not bad at all, this, it's going alright. I'd say the car feels somewhat beautiful to drive, really nice. You say the problem with racing games, of course, is it can be difficult to go into conversation mode, so I do apologise if I fall silent for a moment. But it's okay, we've now got a nice long straight. Get our foot down, metal thrashing mad. Right, so just after this access road, maybe there. No, it was still too early. I say it's interesting because like with that being downhill, you need an increased braking distance, but it's not entirely obvious where that braking distance is. So you kind of like having to guess unless you've literally done hundreds of laps of the circuit. I'm considering that I'm able to navigate the Nordschleife without having to use the brake marker boards often. It shows that you can learn a circuit by experience. Because despite being brand new for this game, this circuit's not used as much as you'd think it is. Hosted 2 rounds of the Formula 1 World Championship, then dropped off the calendar, and has now become famous for the 6-hour endurance race, the World Endurance Championship. Also holds quite a lot of Super Formula races and things of that nature, so it's still a very used circuit, just not used for as many international events. And we're on our way to the finish line, comfortably going to win this. Not even close. "5 minutes and 15. We were well in ahead of the opposition. well clear. So the question is, what does that earn us in terms of a car? Because we've now done the 5 races that make up the Blackpool Racers Tournament. Are we going to get something useful? Here we go. Let's find out. Spin the wheel, car roulette. Here we go. We have got a Subaru Legacy B4 Blitzen. Well, it's another JDM car. Unfortunately, it's one that I don't need. I don't need a touring wagon car. I don't need one. So that's of little use to me, unfortunately. Real shame that. As I say, there are some tournaments here, but I've not got the cars for them. So what we need to do is take a look at some of the other car companies, see if we've got any that we can use. I think that Audi is the A3. Yeah, I've not got an Audi A3, so that's no good. Merc, I think we've done all the Mercs. Yeah, we've done all the Mercs, so we can't do anything there either. Volkswagen. We have the Beetle Tournament Cup and the GTI Cup. I don't think I've got either of those. I don't think I've got a VW GTI, and I don't think I've got a Beetle either. Roof, they don't have any. Opel. They have the Opel Speedster. I don't own that either. Yeah, the events are sadly drying up. But there is one thing we can do. We've got the BMW 1 Series and the BMW Club M. Have I got any of those? Any BMWs that'll work? I don't think I do. I'd be surprised if I do, but sometimes you can be surprised. So if I go to Beamer, yeah, I've got literally the Le Mans prototype car. That's all I've got. Chevy's the Camaro. Chrysler, not got either of those. Citroen has the 2CV only. Dodge doesn't have any, surprisingly. Fiat's only got the Barchetta. Mazda. I've got the RX-7. I think you need an RX-8 though, from memory, if I'm not mistaken. I think you need an RX-8. And I don't have an RX-8, which is frustrating. Yeah, they're all them ones. I'll quickly check. If I don't have the RX-8, then what we're going to have to do is go into the Endurance Hall and do an endurance race. Because I will be able to do one of those. Yeah, I was right. You need an RX-8. I've not got an RX-8. I've got an RX-7. So with that in mind then, let's have a look at what events are up here we can do. We can do the Grand Valley 300 kilometers, the Laguna Seca 200 miles, the Super Speedway, or the El Capitan. I actually feel like taking on the Grand Valley one, but for that we need a decent car. We'll need one of our prototype cars. So for this one, I think it's going to have to be, because I want an all-round car. My Bentley Speed 8. We will do the endurance round. Before we do any further, I just want to quickly go into my... I might need to change the tyres here. I've got racing hards, but I'm not going to want them. I'm going to want racing super hards. What I want is super hard on the front and hard on the rear. So I've got a slightly softer compound. We're going... Unfortunately, this doesn't work. It doesn't work. So we'll do the Grand Valley. There's no restrictions. It's worth 400 grand. And it's a 60-lap race. So this is going to be quite a long one, this, people. This is going to be a long race, this. Hopefully we'll get a decent car at the end of it. So they're all in the touring cars, and I'm driving in a Bentley Speed 8 Le Mans car. I'm not being very fair here. I should be in my Audi. That's what I should be in. I should be in my Audi A4 touring car. Oh well, never mind. Yep, see you later. Here we go. I reckon if we stop every 10 to 15 laps, we'll be on for an easy victory. Yes, this car feels very nice to drive. It's fast, it's fluid, it's a proper prototype. Won the Le Mans 24-hour in the year 2003 when Audi took a sabbatical. Mainly because it was a closed cockpit design and Audi at the time used open cockpit. So it was kind of like their way of doing a new version of the car without running risk that the Audi name would be sullied. Plus Bentley hadn't won at Le Mans for years. This circuit is very much Gran Turismo's signature dish. This was the circuit that made it famous. So we're currently lapping a ridiculous 15 to 16 seconds quicker. This gives us a real chance to stomp our authority on this circuit and hopefully get a decent car as our reward. This is where you're going to see the true mean-spiritedness of the roulette wheel, people. We'll go for all of this and we'll get something that's absolutely useless. We can always do some of the special conditions events as well. We can always try those. But all the ones in there now are ones I don't want to do. They're all the dirt and snow events, which I really don't like. If I can manage to get to lap 15, I'll be able to do a free stop race. 15, 30 and 45. If I got to 12 laps, I'll be able to do 12, 24, 36 and 48, which will be a 4-stop. Either of those will be perfect. Whoa! Okay, evidently the car doesn't like braking in the middle of that corner. Fortuitously, we didn't get any damage, and we've been able to get back to the circuit, so it could have been worse. And of course we still have the 1,000 miles, which we can do as a tournament, or we can cheat it. I would like to do that as a tournament. And part of me is crazy enough to want to try it as a one-day stream. Start in the morning and finish at night. Yes, despite the mistake of going off at that opening corner, we still managed to almost come close to our original lap times. That's quite impressive. Say tyres are looking alright at the moment. That's good news. As we take on the Grand Valley 300 kilometres. The classic endurance race for this series. Nope. I got too brave then. And yet still no, it's our fastest lap, despite going off the circuit. Whoa! I felt the car's tyres going halfway through that corner then. Just felt the edge of the grip, you know, the knife edge kick in. The good news is though, because we've got decent tyres on, they are holding up wear-wise, so it's not all that bad. They are designed to last for a long period, just not got a lot of performance in the car. So it's very much a marathon, not a sprint strategy, this. We want the tyres to last. We want to be here at the end of the race. I went over a Yorkshire at the end of the race. I used all the grip and more then in terms of the road. So far, so good. We're not doing too bad. Into the hairpin. Oh, a bit too greedy on the power then. I got there too early. That poor Alpha thought he had a chance then. He thought he had a chance of passing me. So we haven't done an endurance race live for a while. Well, last time I did one of these, they offered pathetic overall completion percentages for some reason. GT1 car learning to get out of the way of a prototype. And as we blast past the field, we still set our fastest lap. That's incredible. I said the tyres are holding up very, very well here. We might be in for a really good opportunity. If we can make it to around lap 15 to 18, this would be perfect. Much longer than that would be absurd. If we get to lap 20, it'll be a two-stop race, which would be awesome, but I can't see it. I can't see the tyres going another 12 laps. They might struggle to go another 4, to be honest. Another 4 laps is the minimum distance, realistically. I want to get to at least 12 laps, so I've got a 4-stop strategy. 15 laps will be a 3-stop. That'll be a dream. I can't see the tyres lasting that long. I really can't. So we're currently a lap and 14 seconds clear. So we're well and truly on our way to victory here. It's beyond all doubt. All we've got to do is not mess up. Keep ourselves focused. A nice meditative Friday evening drive. That's what we're doing here. We'll push out wide, take full advantage of the track there because we can. So I can definitely feel the tyres reaching the end of life. We want to keep it going though as long as we dare. Say speed is important, but tyre wear is even more so. We want to be trying to keep our car alive as long as we can. Minimum of 12 laps. So end of the next, not the end of the next lap, but the end of the next lap. The lap after that one is the earliest we want to go in, and if we have to, so be it. Because if the lap time starts to drop off to around about, say, 140 to 143, that's when we'll know we're at the end of life. If we can go into the 141s, we might be able to eke out a couple more laps. Well, that's the new fastest lap, so evidently they're still wearing the tyres. There's still performance in them, because they just got 138. Wasn't even trying for it. Yeah, I think at the end of the next lap I'm going to have to pit. Those left tyres look pretty dead to me. Looks like the Nissan 350 is taking the lead. Yeah, definitely a time to box after this. But that's okay, because we're still on track for where we want to be in terms of our performance. We're on for a 4-stop strategy, which is not too bad. There's a bit of a lonely race up front at the moment. There's not much going on here. But that's the Gran Turismo way for you people. Yeah, these tyres are absolutely shot. Now is the time to get off them, give ourselves a real chance. So we want to refuel and change tyres. we need to go to about 60 units of fuel. So the reason I kept on fueling is because the tyres weren't on, so I might as well put the extra fuel in while I can. Okay, there's our cue to drive, so let's get on it. Fresh tyres and see what we can achieve. We're still a lap in front by quite a long way, so it's not like we're under any serious danger at the moment. In fact, we're going to be about a lap and 30 or 40 seconds clear. And already these feel a lot better. Yep, see, a lap and 40 seconds clear, so we are well in the distance. So much so we can afford mistakes like that. These tyres, because they're not yet warmed up, they feel like I'm driving on ice blocks, but that's all part and parcel of driving. You just got to get used to it. Looks like one of the cars has already pitted in, so they only went one lap longer. They pitted very early. And I expect them to last longer than that because they're not as fast as me, so they shouldn't use the tyres as hard. But apparently their tyre wear was not that great. The question is, will everybody else follow them into the pits? I don't know. Nope, they stayed out, so that's okay. Oh, it was a new fastest lap. Didn't feel like it, but it was. There were times that felt positively pedestrian, but there you go, I guess, people. Yeah, we're in a very, very strong position, about a quarter of the way through the race. So it's going to be a long one, this, people. We're going to be on for quite some time yet. and even faster, so our lap times are getting shorter. The question is, how's our tyre wear holding up? That's the key point. Are the tyres holding up okay, or are we blowing the tyres to pieces? I don't know. It's a very relaxing way of driving this. You just have to like let yourself go with the flow. Almost entering a kind of like trance-like state. You're aiming for corners and you're just trying to chain it together perfectly. And if you're not going to chain it perfectly, you just have to do what you can to get it right. There being a good example, I went too close to the inside curb. It threw me wide and I had to be really cautious on the exit because I didn't want to get myself in a situation where I was going into the wall. While there might not be any damage in this mode, it will slow me down significantly, and I don't want to be slowed down if I can possibly avoid it. Right, so there's one car in the pits, and I think a couple of more have gone through as well, so this is an opportunity now to get the taps open. Yeah, I lost a bit of time on that lap. I wasn't the cleanest through the middle sector of the lap. Because the key thing here is I don't need to keep on absolutely pounding the laps in. I just need to make sure that I'm going at a decent pace. Nice and consistent, nice and smooth. Aiming to get to around lap 24 or later, so we can go for our second stop. And that's when we're definitely going to be out in the old performance point. So when you're lapping the opposition traffic, it can be a real nuisance. You catch them at the wrong point, you can lose a lot of time, which is motorsport in general. That happens all the time in motorsport. Come across a back marker and you find yourself having to do all kinds of stuff to clear the path. Into the 37s for the first time. That's impressive. And the Astra Touring car has now gone into the pits. That's good news. Giving us a real opportunity at glory here now. All we can do is keep going, keep aiming for the top. Nice. A little bit of a toe at the end of the lap there, always good. Now this is really quite strong. We're doing pretty well here. Yeah, we're not doing too bad for time, actually. We're doing better than I thought here. We're going to be at around about 1 hour 40 minutes, I reckon, at this rate. You just have to keep on aiming and aiming and aiming. Lap time is important, but overall consistency is even more so. Because as this is very much a team sport, lap times in the 138s is way clear of what they're doing. So it's not like we're in any danger of being, like, you know, overhauled here or anything like that. We're simply trying to do the best we can with what we've got. That wasn't the sharpest corner in that was quite poor. I used a lot of tyre wear there, I didn't need to. Yeah, your new fastest lap. Doesn't mean anything, you just want to get a decent lap time in there. And the tyres feel like they're in a much better condition in this run. It's like I've deliberately used them the wrong way in the first stint. Here the tyres feel much clearer, much better. Maybe I've been a lot more consistent in my driving this time, which is a good thing, because it might be possible for me to turn this. I might start to do a 4-stop strategy, but my final stint I might be able to do on much better tyres, much faster tyres. That was good time to catch him, and a nice little straightaway to exploit the power of my car. And the same could happen here with this NSX. Yeah, perfect. This is, like I say, it feels nice to drive, and I'm driving it very fast indeed. That slipstream was helpful, I'll take that, thank you. I went a little deep then, but got away with it. And as you can see, the tyres are still in the yellow zone. They've yet to hit the orange, which is surprising given they've almost done the same distance as in the first stint. So evidently something here in this stint has gone better on my tyre wear. And I get the feeling it's purely because of the way I've been driving. I've been much more planted, much more pristine, much more accurate. It's all about when you get on the power. So you can hear a little bit of wheel spin on the hard tyres, because the super hard tyres don't grip the road as well as mediums or softs. So because of that, you find yourself always at the edge. But the speed is very, very strong at the moment. We're doing really well. Oh, you absolute plonker. What did you do that for? The good advantage is that we are in the clear now. We'll clear of traffic for a while. We're not going to catch that car ahead of us for at least 2 laps. And depending on where the pit stop window is, we may actually avoid having to pass it altogether, which is a good thing. If you can lap them while they're in the pits, that's the way to do it. It's what's called as the free pass. You don't have to engineer it, you don't have to worry about going offline, you don't have to worry about taking corners in ways you wouldn't normally do. You can just let them go into the pits, give them a wave when you go by and say thank you very much. So that's why I'm not that bothered about catching the car ahead of me. I'll be quite happy not to at all. They're still in the 38s, that's quite good. We might be able to extend by 1 lap here. It's not a massive difference maker, it's certainly not going to be enough to change the tyres to the medium compound, but it's certainly going to give us a little more pause for thought. I mean, the good thing is we've safely made the pit window. That's the key. And again, it feels like I've been more in control in this particular stint. Not sure on the tyre grip. I don't know whether to risk extending it or just go in. If I go in, the advantage is I'm on point. Everything's consistent, the tyres will be the same behaviour, and I don't lose anything by stopping. By staying out another lap, I'll risk the tyres going off and losing a lot more time, and I'm going to end up having to pass this guy regardless, so I might as well dispatch him now before I get to the pit window. Yeah, let's dispatch him and then we'll box. The tyres were just reaching end of life. It was the right call. Yeah, that'll be enough fuel, that. 50 units of fuel, more than enough. Think one car's just gone through. Yeah, it was that Nissan, which is fine, because I've now got a nice gap between myself, and the Astra. So it's a good time to basically reassess our focus. So let's get to it. Try and get the tyres nice and warm and give ourselves an opportunity to get through the apexes and get after the cars ahead of us as we continue our epic ride here at Gran Valley in the endurance round. I mean, the thing is, after this, if I want to, I could always just look up the cheat to do the other endurance races. Because that might also yield some more cars. And at the next pit stop, do you know what I can do? I can actually switch to B-Spec mode. In fact, that might not be a bad idea, actually, because I can speed it up. I can put it in triple speed mode, and then put on the uber speed mode. Because our car is so much quicker than everybody else. B-Spec Bob will be able to win with ease. What I'll do for B-Spec Bob is I will get him a decent position. I'll have triple stinted, he can do the final 2 stints. We'll do it that way, people. We could even A-Spec, we could even B-Spec tonight, I reckon, the ultimately long 1,000 miles, because I could literally put hard tyres on my AC Cobra, put it down to like 1 or 2 for pace, and then just put it on speed mode in the pits and do it that way. That could be a fix. Just to show the difference in the golfing cars there. So we'll keep going for another 10 laps, and then after that we will switch to B-Spec Bob mode. I haven't used B-Spec Bob yet, not used him at all. And even if his lap times are significantly slower than mine, like say 7 seconds a lap, we're still so much quicker than the opposition. We're not going to have to worry about it. Oh, I went a bit too quickly then. I didn't brake at the corner. That was a poor piece of driving for me. That was sloppy driving. It's now that we've A-Spec'd the first 2 stints and we're about to do the 3rd stint, B-Spec can take over. We can do our true Le Mans endurance thing and change drivers, which is how you're supposed to do these races anyway. You're supposed to change drivers, you're not supposed to do it as one driver. Oh yeah, we are way clear. I've no idea how many laps in front we are, and I'm not really bothered about that. Been driving for just over 3/4 of an hour. We're doing pretty well. Yeah, so far this is all really rather, well, I can't say it's riveting entertainment, so for those of you out there still watching, thank you very much. I really don't have the words to express my gratitude. It's amazing that you people keep watching, so thank you very much. And so right now the main thing is that we keep ourselves going, do what we can, and take it nice and smooth. But we're going to go into beast map mode very shortly to get on with this. And as I say, depending on what car we win, we may do an A-spec race or we might do a B-spec race. It all depends very much on the, well, class of car. And there we are, that's a new fastest lap, so that's all pretty good to see. Not a place I want to catch traffic, this. Sorry guys, you're going to have to get out of my way. Apologies. It's not entirely legit the way I did that, but at the end of the day, you know, it's like blue flags should have been waving, they weren't. I had to create my own way through, shovel them out of the way, basically. Super hard tyres. They're not the most fun to drive on, but they do the job. And that's the main reason why we have them. We have them because they keep going. That's what you want them for. There we go. That's out of my way. Let's say so far, I mean, the tyres feel like they're much more controllable again. There's something about the... I mean, this game doesn't simulate rubbering in of tracks or weight of fuel affecting tyre wear. And yet it feels like the car is getting better to drive. It's strange. And I'm not complaining. It's good. It's nice to have a car which is so planted, so poised, so easy to drive. And again, we're into the 37s for time, so it's good for consistency. Problem with these long races, you always get random thoughts in your head that are totally unconnected to racing. I've suddenly got quotes from anime in my head, and I'm like, now's not the time. Please stop trying to distract me. Save all the anime stuff for May next year when it's going to be really needed. Not entirely sure why. It's not like there's anything special going on in May next year, is there? Well, despite the fact we went off the circuit and we actually still gained quite a lot of time on ourselves. Yeah, as you say, definitely nothing happening next May. Nah, nothing at all. Nothing going on then. A few more laps and then we're going to switch to the ultra speed beat spec mode to see, well, to hopefully get access to this car a little bit faster without technically cheating. Technically being the key word, because by speeding the game up as much as I plan to, it's very much cheating. Although it's more a case of taking advantage of a quality of life feature. It's like even the latest Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, a patch has been put into the game which allows you to hold a button and put cutscenes at 1.5 times speed, which is great for, you know, if you want to skip them without skipping the entire scene. But also really funny, given how the scenes play out. They play out hilariously. I don't know if said patch has made it backported into the original Final Fantasy VII Remake, though. I've no idea on that one. I say, these tyres have held up incredibly well. I'm not complaining, it's good. There's 2 more laps after this, then I can pit, go into B-spec mode and speed things up. Yay, into the 36s. Wow! We're suddenly finding even more pace. I'm not sure where the pace is coming from, but I'm not complaining. We're into the traffic once again, which is always annoying. So we'll finish this lap, hit the pits, hand the car over to B-Spec Bob, and finish this endurance race much faster. And so we've done pretty well. We've done up to the 3rd pit stop in just under an hour, which is pretty awesome pace. The thing about the endurance races, they are what they say they are on the tin, an endurance. It's about being able to like detach and just get along with it. Like I've heard of people like putting on podcasts or things like that while doing these races, which is probably quite a clever idea when you think about it. Put on like listening to people talking about your favourite topic or an audio book or an album or something. People have done that in the same way for level grinding in RPGs. Just put on a podcast, turn off the game audio, and just grind. And for the more formulaic grinding games, it's not a bad idea. So we're going to make it to the pits. Here we go. Be sure to change mode. We're off to base pack. I'm going to jump out of the car and hand it over to B-Spec Bob. Get out to about 50 units of fuel. We need plenty of fuel in the car. And hopefully, this means he'll be able to take control. But I can't do anything until he's in control of the car. Which is now. So, we'll quickly go to race monitor. And then we'll put it in 3 times speed, and then we'll hit F4. Wow, his lap times are actually slower than the guys in the Bentleys, you know, in the DCM cars. He's yet to get up to speed. Now he's getting there. He's in the 52s. So the thing is, my B-Spec Bob has not been used. So he's got absolutely no experience as a driver. Now he will get better and better and better the more he drives. So this will be interesting. He went in with 0 points at the start of this race. How much better does he get by the end? Well, the fact that he's already overtaken that car at the back is good. Obviously, he's yet to start really gaining on the opposition. Now he's in the 150s. And now he's into the 48s. So he's still 10 seconds a lap slower than me at the moment. That shows the gulf in class. If I'm Max Verstappen, he's Sergio Perez, that's for sure. Oh, he's pitted earlier than I wanted him to, that's annoying. I mean, they are 4 laps behind us, so it's not like we're in any serious danger of being overhauled here. And this is him going at steady pace. He's not pushing hard. I don't need him to lap the field. I don't need him to do anything silly. I just need him to make it to the end. That's all I need. And the tyres are so far holding up okay. So maybe actually he's not. He actually went out long. He made his tyres last longer than I did. I wasn't being fair to the guy. But look at the difference. By doing it this way, we're going to give him his moment in the sun. We're going to let him finish strong. He's coming in for his victory lap. We're going to ride on board. As he comes round the chicanes for the final time, you can see he's much slower than me. I'd have just crossed the finish line now if this was my race. But the fact of the matter is, he's been reliable, he's been dependable. He's taken on 2 stints without major concern, and he's finished at steady pace. 1 hour, 46 minutes and 51 seconds that apparently took. Well, considering I passed over the car at an hour, it shows the difference in pace. But we have won. We could replay it, but why would we do that? Why would we watch a replay of a race we just broadcasted? So there we go, 400,000 credits. That's always very nice. And now the big question. It's an endurance race. What are we going to get as our prize? What car will it give us? We have won the Auto Union V16 Type C. That is the first of the joke cars. It is a 1937 supercar, but you can only use it in photo mode or at the Nordschleife. It's fundamentally useless. As a car, it is useless. It's no good to us whatsoever. So we'll quickly back out and save. And that goes now to 65.3%. Oh yeah. Now, I feel like being a cheat. Oh, actually, before I do that, one thing I want to check. He was on 0 experience, B-Spec Bob. He's now at 773. So he's gained a bit of experience. I've got an idea. Let's let B-Spec Bob take the lead in this race. Now, this race is normally for road cars. You normally do it in road cars. We're going to do it in a GT car. The way I'm going to do it is the same as before. I'm going to put it in B-Spec mode. Activate overtake mode. We'll go to race monitor. Triple speed, and here we go. Let's see how quickly we can beat this mode. So now we're in the lead. And he's doing 129s to their 137s. So as you can see, look at the speed of the clock in the middle. Like apparently that was 6 minutes, people. Now, interestingly, his lap times aren't as fast as I'd expect them to be, but they're still decent, and he's coming up to the point now where he's almost in a position to lap his first car. There it is, 1 lap on, after only 9 laps, which suggests that some cars might get lapped as many as 10 times. So this is a really cheap way of getting ourselves access to other vehicles, and being able to chalk off things quickly, to say the least. So far, the tyres are holding up, actually. It's not doing too badly. There's only 1 car that's not been lapped, and ironically, that car's about to lap somebody else. Ah, that's interesting. That car went into the pits. Okay, so we've actually gained a pit stop on it. That's hilarious. So as these drivers are all pitting after like laps 20 or so, we're pounding on, but the rear tyres are taking a bit of a beating. But so far we're doing alright. So this part of the stream is very much a case of sit back and watch the stats just roll in, people. I think on the... Is this lap? Oh, it is this lap. I thought it was going to be. That's not too bad. Yes, watch how fast this fills up. Might as well go all the way to the end. Yes, that's one way to speed up things, people. So I'd say this part of the stream is where it's an easy way to clear these very annoying endurance races. You could not do this back in the PS2 era. You could triple speed, but that's all you could do. So the amount of us who would actually leave B-Spec Bob driving overnight on our PS2 as a way of doing the endurance races, what I'm doing here is the same thing, just at much, much faster rate. Like, we're already more than a third through the race. It's already been apparently 47 minutes. Not for us, it hasn't. And with this, obviously, we're not cheated either, so we're actually getting... We're technically not cheated. We just embraced the B-Spec mode. And it'll be interesting to see how our driver's experience goes as he gets better and better and better. Because it's technically possible to play this game in B-Spec mode entirely. I reckon it is possible if you get the right car for him to drive. I also get the feeling that it would be frowned upon, but who cares about that? We're getting the cars, we're winning, it's fine. So at the moment we'll be on to lap 56, then that would take us after that to 80... Yeah, we'll be able to do 2 more pit stops, that's all we'll need to do. I might even be able to put the medium tyres on the next pit stop. And really open the taps for him. assuming the tyres hold up. Because he went in on lap 20... I can't remember when he pitted last time. 25. So he's about to pit again. So actually, no, I definitely won't put on the medium tyres. I will not do that. We'll go to 75. Yeah, just out of curiosity, people. This is how B-Spec mode looks in hyperspeed. Look at the state of that. That is insane. Let's just put one lap on just to show what it's like. Yep. It is cartoonishly quick. That was a nice little feature for you all to see there. An AI driving the race for us. Look, Ma! No hands! And all that jazz. So, like, this isn't pit wall mode. And normally you'd be thinking of your strategies about, you know, when to attack and everything else, but our car is just a million times faster than their car. We are so much quicker. Like, 8 seconds a lap is a huge gulf. Yeah, I know that this car's capable of going much faster than that as well. We could easily get into the, on the right tyres, the 110s, but we're not trying that. We're here about just getting through the race as best as we can. And with the super hard tyres, we'll stop one more time, and then we'll be on to the end. And we'll have technically done 2 endurance races within the 3-hour stream. There he goes again, the car we're going to put another lap on. Thank you very much. And so when I A-spec'd this race using the Cadillac Chian, I think I finished something daft like 8 laps clear or something crazy like that. Obviously now, we don't have to worry about finishing that far in front because Bob's just trying to get us through it as fast as possible. And because he's brand new as well, he's a brand new AI. We're training live on the internet here, people. We're technically AI training as we speak. I'm part of the problem. I'm killing YouTube. I'm using AI for my channel. Next week, you're going to see me plagiarizing people's work for 4-hour-long video essays. Actually, no, you're not. My name's not James Summerton. Made a mistake then. I didn't select it in time. So, final round. Here we go. And for something that would normally take quite a few hours to do, we're doing it in a few minutes. The only annoying thing is the sound. That's all you're hearing from the opposition cars, aren't you? Like one of those 1990s music videos and you see a lot of flashing lights in a dark city. That's what it makes me think of. So this is one of the big advantages of modern emulation, people. You can put the speed up and save yourself time, because basically all I'm doing is what I would have done in the PS2 era. But instead of leaving Bob to do it and having to make sure I turn the telemetry back to pit mode to speed it up, all I'm doing is doing that in real time. And letting it do itself. So he's about to come on to the final lap, people. So what we will do is we will come out of this mode and we'll go back to regular speed as he comes to the final corner. It's his last chance. He's cruising out of the corner. Look how slow he's taking it. He is cruising. But he crucially cruised to the flag. We have won another endurance race, and we won it very quickly indeed. And that scores another 200,000 credits, which is nice. And now the big question. What are the RNG gods going to give to us? Here we go. We have won. You funny. You funny. A Nissan Micra. Yeah, there's a reward for you people. Check it out. Oh, now you're cooking with gas, aren't you? Oh, yeah. Now we're talking, people. Oh, yes. And that's got 65.5% completion. And he barely gained any B spec points then. 786 was his maximum. Rather disappointing. I'm just wondering if there's any other tournaments I can do. If I go by country, Japan, because there is a 70s tournament. The only car I've got that's suitable, I think, is that Honda from 1970. Can I give this any more power? Can I give it any more performance? Because if I can, there's another tournament we can do A-Spec. I've got money to spend, so I might as well use it. That's got a racing exhaust already. Give it better brakes, I suppose. Increase the handling. Ah! Oh. Right, I must have a turbo in. Oh, it's only that's as high as it can go. Ugh. But I can increase the transmission. I must have, like, had a go at making this a decent car and just not been able to do it. But what I can do is soup it up. By giving it all these parts, like the new gearbox, the new brakes, the new suspension, it will be a lot more controllable. It's a lot of money I'm spending on a car which is, quite frankly, well and truly out of its class. And I can reduce weight as well. It's already a light car, but now I can make it super light. It's expensive, that, but that might be enough to allow me to beat the 1970s event, which is here. See, the 70s classics. It's not a place to come for, like, financial reward. It's no good for that. It'll be no good for financial reward. But what it will do is possibly get me a prize car. Gonna quickly do a state save there because I'm planning to change the car's setup slightly. And this has caused the whole thing to break in the past. Yeah, that's too short. Let's up the gear ratios. That'll give us a lot more power. I'm not going to B-spec it. It's only 2 laps. Oh, listen to the sound of that turbo. And check it out, we've got actual wing mirrors that are on the wing. Well, that's good. This feels like such a massive step down compared to the car I was driving. It feels like I've gone way back to the beginning of driving here. And this is the 80s one, so it's a bit faster, this circuit. So the problem with the cars in this era is, unless you're driving like the ultra rare Toyota 7 Le Mans car, all the cars are pitiful power outputs. But the cars from the 70s cars, unless they were Porsches, weren't all about horsepower. They were about functionality. Especially in Japan, where you had the likes of the Datsun 120Y and cars of that nature. the Toyota TRD 2000 GT. They were much more about essentially being functional cars, not about track cars or speed. It was the same in Europe as well, like the Ford Anglia, the Rover P6, the dreadful Morris Marina. You know, it's like they were all about functionality. They weren't about like performance. Still, we've got a lot of pace in the car now, which is excellent. I love how the fact that I've got wing mirrors and yet they've got no reflection whatsoever. They have not simulated that. That's kind of funny. No, that's no good. That's a very poor driving line, That's very poor driving line. Might have been good for a 1970s rally stage, but it's certainly no good on a circuit. So there we go. We are heading for the finish line and we are well clear. And they finished a total of 8 seconds behind, which included the time I lost by driving off-road, so not a bad start. Yes, do I feel dirty that I used AI to beat 2 endurance races live? No, I don't. I drove one of them for a very, very long time, got us into an unassailable position, and then passed the keys over to B-Spec, and he did a fantastic job for me. The Autumn Ring Mini. This is where we need a faster gearbox, because we don't have much in the way of straightway here. So I want a much quicker gearbox, which is all about acceleration. So, one of the features of this game, you saw me do it on the last race, but if you've got a full racing transmission, full customized, hit this little spanner here, and basically, the further to the right it is, the longer your gears are, but the slower your acceleration will be. Whereas further to the left is the shorter your gear ratios will be. So you will be fast in terms of acceleration, but you will hit your top speed much earlier. Track to track, that is crucial. Because there are some circuits where you have a mile-long straight, you'll want all the power in the world. On a track like this, I said on a track like this, it's not liked it. Okay, plan B. What we're going to have to do is we'll try it again. This is why I did a state save, people. I did a state save on purpose. Because sometimes, for whatever reason, accessing the menu here causes it to screw up the game. So if it doesn't load this time, I'm going to have to keep the gear ratios I had, which is annoying. Let's try 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, access denied. No matter. We'll just have to stick it out and hope for the best. This could be a problem because the gears on this circuit, it would have been better to have high gear, to have shorter gears, but we'll just have to do what we can and hope for the best. Yeah, so far the gear ratios are holding up, so that's okay. Yeah, it was a bit of a corner cut, that. Just a bit. So we are into the lead. We've got a lead of just under 2 seconds. Not bad considering we only had a couple of corners in the lead. So evidently our car is better suited to the circuit than theirs is. Oh yeah, this is good. And that time we gained nearly 4 seconds. Yeah, this is proving quite a smooth way to ride at the moment. This car's doing its job. So we might be able to finish this tournament, which is good, because it'll mean we've done all the Japanese races. And then the question is, do I take advantage of ultra-fast B-spec mode to obliterate absolutely obliterate the 1,000 miles? Well, the answer is going to depend on what we get in terms of a car for this event. Because there's loads of manufacturer tournaments which are locked at the moment because I've not got the cars for them. If I can get a Mazda RX-8, I can do the Mazda tournament. If I can get the, I don't know, all the others we've got that are missing. But yes, the Mitsubishi Galant was no match for my Honda 1300 from the early 1970s. 13 seconds clear. I don't know why I was worrying about my gear ratios there. It didn't seem to make any difference. So we have spent quite a lot of money on this car. It's a car I normally wouldn't spend this much cash on, but it's fine. We're doing what we need to. Then we got Tsukuba Driving Park, and then finally Trial Mountain. Now, these are all circuits that we can keep the same gear ratios for, so we will do that. Just going to do a quick speed up here to get the race started, because this intro takes forever. That intro takes absolutely ages, and it's really irritating. So this is why, despite the fact there are a few PlayStation 2 games on the PlayStation 5, I don't like playing them because the emulator doesn't have the features that we have here. Being able to speed the game up with the frame limits and everything else, it's just far more customizable. You can also run at a much higher aspect ratio, a much higher resolution, all these things that you can't do on the in-house emulator, which is, when you think about it, kind of silly, but it's just how it is. Yeah, you can see the gulf in power between our cars here. My car just pulled away then. It was like, that's the end of it. See you next week. Could have done with slightly shorter gear ratios here, but I don't think I'm in any immediate danger, so we should be fine. Yep, so another lap of this, and then we're done with this particular circuit, and we can go on to Scuba, and not Scuba, so to the driving park, and then finally we can finish at Trial Mountain. I reckon Trial Mountain is going to be 2 laps. It'll make the most sense. Say for an underpowered car, this actually isn't too bad. It's not the best car, but it's not horrible to drive. It's just a bit annoying. And there's something about those like wing mirrors on stalks as well. They remind me of driving a bug. And I don't mean Herbie from the movies by that. And a new fastest lap to finish, so that's pretty good. And we finished 11 seconds clear. Wow. After only 3 laps. Yes, this is a race event I've wanted to do for a while, this 70s Classic one, but it's just been almost impossible to do for one simple reason. I've just not had the car. Now finally I found this in my collection, and I must have at some point been messing around with it and not thought it was powerful enough, but we've now got ourselves a chance. If we can finish this and get a decent car, that'd be awesome. So we're doing the reverse version of Motorland. Ah, it's this one again. Before I even started the race, they had a crash. Hey, who said you could barge past me? Back where you belong, behind me. How dare you? You sneak thief. Who do you think you are? Only I'm allowed to cheat like that, not you. How dare you do the same exploits that I do? Who do you think you are? Now, I've got to say, this is where they, for now, seem to have the upper hand, but it's early in the race, and there's a chance they might do their party trick. If they don't, then I've got to get my skates on. Yeah, I kept a tight line there, that felt good. That wasn't so good. My car's going to be gutless out of the corner here, I can feel it. I think when I did this game originally, I used the Dome Zero for this, which was probably a bloody good choice actually, it had decent power. Excellent. Now we're getting somewhere. Oddly enough, there are some reflections in the mirrors. I've just noticed, if you look carefully, you can actually see bits of the road and the trees. It's just very dark. But they actually do have reflections in the mirrors. The low profile, the low poly, but they are there. Keep an eye on for the signs. That's probably the easiest thing to spot. If you look really carefully, you can actually see the signs being reflected. I've only just been paying attention to that. That's pretty awesome. That detail is there, because I didn't think the game could handle it, but it's there. You can see the trees there on the right stalk if you look carefully. Yay! I just found a second on myself in that final lap. Not sure how, but I don't really care. We did it. We gained the pace we needed, and we are into the final race at a Trial Mountain, which I believe will be a grid start. And if that's the case, that's awesome. Now, actually just seeing what time it is, so we're actually not too far away from the usual end of the stream, so we might be on to a winning end here, people. Which would be pretty awesome. So, Trial Mountain. I'm expecting this to be 2 laps. It's possible it'll be only 1, but I can't see it. I think it's going to be 2. And it is 2 laps. Okay, good. So you can barely see anything in the mirrors here, but on the last circuit there was some stuff you could see. It doesn't show the cars, but it does show other stuff in the background. I find that intriguing. So we're doing good here. We're on to the final race of this tournament, and then we'll be able to find out what our prize is when we look. But before we do that, we have to win the race. So let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Oh, that was a nice corner. Went right on the inside then. Beautifully taken. As we continue our epic jaunt, trying to get further along in this game. We're doing okay for now. I need to see what events I've got left in the European leg after this. I'm sure there's still some races, but I don't know which ones they are. I know the 1,000 miles is one, but there might be others. Yeah, just under 2 minutes there for that first lap, not bad. Nice wide line there. Used all the roads to get right up to the edge, which is a good performance metric. Yeah, we are way faster on the field here. This is excellent. We're almost there. And the question is, what's our car reward going to be? What are we going to unlock? Let's find out by going through the chicane. Very fast, 149. .270 Skyline stayed behind us to the very end. And it looks like they're not even going to finish in time. They were so slow, they didn't even get a completed time. So, we've reached the end of that particular championship. Here we go, people. What are the RNG gods going to give us? We've won a... Oh, very nice! The Calsonic Skyline. That's a very nice, old-school JGTC car. Very, very nice indeed. We got ourselves a race car. That is excellent. That is brilliant. That's a proper car. We needed that. We needed something spectacular. Out of curiosity, do we have any more of the Nissan events to do? We have the March Brothers, which ironically, our what's it called? Our Nissan Micra that we won today actually would be good for. So we have that as an option on a future stream for sure. We have that there. Meanwhile, out of curiosity, I did mention it before, the European events. We've got, yeah, there it is, the 1,000 miles, and that's it. So literally that's the final one in terms of the nation events that we need to do, the 1,000 miles. We are 66.3% complete. Oh yeah. Aren't we good? And that is where we're going to wrap up for tonight, because we have managed to get through some decent races and we finally got a decent prize right at the end. Very good indeed. So we are going to be off now until Monday evening when I face my fate as we go and play Final Fantasy 13. That's the final stream pre-Christmas, Monday evening, 8 PM GMT. Until then, thank you all very, very much for watching. And once again, more Nissans. But at least it was a good one to end with.